it wasn't hard for me to find the words. It was hard for me to say the words without breaking down. I don't want to appear weak, but I've never done an editorial before. I've never put myself out there to call someone out or to call out in a way that's so personal. It was difficult for me in the emotional level, but the words came very easily.
So, Jennifer, let me ask you this, and this is all girlfriends here in the news business talking,
Sure.
okay? I mean, I've gotten some pretty horrible emails.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I've been called fat, ugly, you know, ripping my hair, my makeup, the way I laugh, the way I talk. I mean,
Right.
cruel emails. I ignore them because I don't want to give them power. I actually feel
Right.
sorry for them. Why didn't you just ignore this guy?
And I do sometimes ignore them. Most of the time, it's just not in my nature to. I like to call people out on speaking this way. I don't think it's right. I don't think they should do it. And I usually do call him out. And I did call him out. I immediately responded to him, and he continued to push. He continued to push and tell me that I was a poor role model, not only for myself and for this community, for children, especially girls. He pushed at that. I'm the mother of 3 girls, and it just lit a fire in me. And I don't think it's okay. He was and people are talking about this. He was very well spoken. He is very articulate, but those words were hurtful, and he knows it.
But he's a jerk. I mean, he's a jerk. Why give him power?
Yeah, you see, but I'm with Jennifer on this. I'm
Yeah?
like, yeah, I feel that you've got to nip it in the bud. People are way too emboldened to just say hurtful things. You got to take a stand. And Jennifer, the thing that, again, that struck me is that you touched a nerve, because who amongst us hasn't felt judged by the color of your skin
or feel insecure?
Exactly, or the number on a scale. And I think, and talk to us a little bit more about this, Jennifer, the kinds of responses you're getting, because, again, she speaks for so many of us.
We've all been
Yeah,
there.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, I want to talk a little bit about it. Why not ignore it? The reason I chose not to ignore it is because I have a 10-year-old girl. I have a 10-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. The 10-year-old is coming of the age where she's going to be dealing with these issues. And we're trying to teach our children, if you have an issue, to speak about it, to come to an adult, to stand up. Don't let yourself just be buried in the negativity that is coming at you. We want them to stand up. Why shouldn't we stand up? And so what kind of a role model would I be if I just ignored it? I shoved it aside. I let somebody speak to me like that. I want to teach her that it's not okay to talk like that to me, and she should feel comfortable speaking out about it. But I've been getting a lot of responses. I'm trying to keep up. It's very overwhelming right now. But I've heard today from people who've lost children from suicide because they were afraid to speak to an adult about it. They were afraid to say something. They didn't stand up for themselves. I've heard from people all over the world, and I feel like this is a hot button topic. It needs to be talked about. It needs more support from our adults, and not just the pressure on the children in schools to be the ones to take a stand. We need to take a stand.
Absolutely, Jennifer, we really appreciate you joining.